All right, welcome to the Davis Download. We have 3 Davis alumni, and today we're going to talk about should Donald Trump have won the Nobel Peace Prize. So I'm going to kick that question over to you guys first. What do you think?
No.
That was quick.
Simple question. No.
Why not?
Why should he have the Nobel Peace Prize?
I guess, what is the qualifier? Who do you think would deserve?
To be honest, I don't really know. I think that's kind of like one of those like fake news participation awards. I think it's lost its luster. I mean, it's become more of a lifetime achievement award than actually like peace.
Okay.
I think no doubt he should have won. Yeah. Who did win?
I don't know, some lady from like Venezuela or something.
what did she do?
Fighting for democracy.
First of all, it's just all political. It's just it's you know, a political award in this sense. But it's like you look at people who have won it historically. You say, how does Obama win it, right? And
that's what I'm saying.
And Trump has done way more. You look at what he's done with the hostages in Israel. You look at what he's done in these fighting tribes in Africa, bringing them to peace. He's trying to go to each sphere of the world and bring peace. He's prevented China from invading Taiwan. He is trying to bring peace constantly between Russia and Ukraine. Who has done more? Who else would we put up?
I mean, I think to your point, I think it's something like 8 places where peace has broken out in part because of Trump. So whether you like the guy or not, politically or whatever, I think that right there qualifies him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not qualified, but I mean, do we really think anything in the Middle East is like truly, genuinely going to change?
It's never going to have eternal peace, and that's one of the things that Trump misses is the theological component that Trump doesn't have, is that he doesn't understand, that Scripture teaches that there will never be peace until the Prince of Peace rules and reigns there. Yeah. But, you listen to Trump. I was listening to him the other day. It was funny. So Trump said that, a reporter came up to Trump and was like, Mr. President, what's taking so long to work out this deal in Israel? And he says, he looked at one of his aides or his staff members, and he said, one of my staff members the other day was telling me that how long it's been since how long they've been fighting. And he looked at the staff member, he said, what did you say, 2,000 years they've been fighting over this territory, over this strip of land? And so to his point, I mean, even if there is just a temporary ceasefire, or if we can do something to help calm relations down a little bit, even if it is with U.S. influence and support in that way, I think certainly it would be beneficial, as Trump mentions, to keep people from dying. Like, that's a good thing, right? That's a peace objective, and why wouldn't he win the prize just for that?
And I think, too, each person that has won the Nobel Peace Prize, it's been for one point in their life. It hasn't been like someone that has been a bastion of peace. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't think Trump is a unifier. He definitely is. You either like him or you hate him.
Yeah.
There is no in between.
Yeah.
But in terms of like you're saying, bringing peace to a place that has been ridden by battles for 2,000 years, that's worth looking at. Or the other 7 scrimmages or whatever that people are fighting that he's ended. I think, Corey, you gotta think that weighs something into it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he would be. Firstly, I don't think like why are we it's kind of like in a I don't know, I guess in a way his job to a degree, and like again this thing in the Middle East will like, you think China's really gonna not like, okay, he's slowing them down, like sure, like he's doing good things, I'm not saying that. I'm just, firstly, I think the Nobel Peace Prize, like, what even is it anymore? Can you name the last, like, 10, can you name one of the last, like, 10 winners?
I couldn't name the one from this time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, like, I don't even know why it's a big deal that he didn't win it. Like, why does that matter? Like, I don't... Well, I guess that's more of my point. Like, who cares?
Yeah, and that's fair. We're just debating the essence of should he win it. from an objective standpoint, should the guy win it?
Yeah, he
And
definitely.
again, he should. At least he should be in the conversation.
Yeah, no, definitely. If we're talking like MVP, like is he a consideration? Yeah, sure. But like I also look, I mean, it's not like the country he's supposed to be ruling is also like thriving in peaceful times either. So I think to a degree that matters as well.
But I think in terms of peace and the scale of like what's going on in the world, America's really peaceful.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you also got to answer for your home front too.
Yeah, but again, to your point though, you're saying, well, America isn't that peaceful. Yes, there's some things up and down, and that's everywhere. Any country you go to,
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about, someone chopping off your toes and selling them to grandma.
I mean, I don't know. We keep saying that. But it seems we're getting closer to that direction.
To Eli's point here, domestically, Trump has done many things to bring peace to the country. He's sent the National Guard to these major cities like Washington, D.C., and he's trying to send them to Memphis. He's trying to send them to Chicago, and the Democrats keep putting up this resistance. So who else is trying to advocate and bring about more peace? I'm not saying the guy's perfect. I'm not saying that he always even says the right things to bring about peaceful relationships amongst people in the country. I'm saying when it comes to actual violence and actual hatred across the world, across the country, this guy is taking action steps, and people critique his action steps, but I don't hear any better strategies of how to do it in the country, domestically, and then internationally with these other countries as well. If somebody has a better plan of how to bring Putin and Zelensky, or how to clean up Chicago, bring them forward. But again, at least Trump's trying. I like his strategy of at least trying to do it, and I think it is for the betterment of the country and the world overall.
Yeah.
Corey, you think that any person that wins it, every front of their life has to be peaceful?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I think firstly, I guess again, I'm not going to pretend to be a Nobel Peace Prize historian here, but I feel like more of the point, we don't, I don't know, for lack of a better way to put it, we don't need to recognize people for doing their job, right? And I think if you are gonna run America, for better or for worse, a part of what comes with that is your international and foreign policy. So in a way, he's kind of doing his job. Is he doing it well? Sure, but I would also think wouldn't more of the Nobel Peace Prize be to acknowledge or give someone who is kind of a whoever won it this year? You said she's from Venezuela.
I think.
Gotta be careful with that nowadays. But wherever they're from, right? I don't know her name, but I think maybe, again, I could be wrong, but I think maybe more of the goal of the Nobel Peace Prize should be to, honor and recognize someone who's not not a no name essentially, but I mean, I guess for lack of a better way to say it, yeah.
I mean, that's a fair point in the sense that, so let's run with that. So what field are you looking for somebody to win the prize in? Or is there somebody, are you looking for maybe people who aren't, it isn't a part of their job, or maybe it's just a part of overall, volunteer work? Are you looking for somebody who...
I could be wrong, but isn't there different divisions of the Nobel Peace Prize? Don't you win it for different... I could be wrong. Or am I thinking something different?
And I think though too, I'm not sure about that, but I think they can't be just you have brought about peace, because what is often peaceful to some people is not peaceful to someone else. So to say
what do you mean by that?
This didn't bring about peace to this person brought about peace in one area of life, but it caused discomfort in someone else.
Yeah.
So in a sense, what I'm trying to say is, to Corey's point, I don't think it can be someone that is 100% peaceful. I don't think it's going to be someone that
No. I'm not saying it has to be a lunch lady who somehow, found herself in a Netflix documentary because she saved whatever. I'm not saying that. But I am saying can't we like we might as well, because again, it is essentially like I think it should be used. Like, what does Donald Trump gain or benefit? What's the benefit of him winning this award? Do we really need something else that he needs to go and bloviate about?
Trump doesn't need anything.
So I guess that's kind of what I'm saying.
Trump certainly wants it. I will admit that. Trump is somebody who, this is the next, Trump, yeah, it's the next feat. Trump wants to conquer the next mountain. And this guy's already been a 2-time president. He's already been a successful business person in this country. This is the next step for him. And it builds to the legacy, adds to it. And he sees it as something that other previous presidents have won, who have been 2-term presidents, and he wants to add that to his list. He's looking to go down as, again, in his opinion, he's looking to go down as one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history. That's what he wants to do, and this is the next step to do it. So obviously he wants it. He brings it up all the time. His staff brings it up all the time. And I think certainly it's strategic.
Yeah, I guess my thing is, again, you kind of said, why do you care? Would he even be allowed to accept a monetary award?
He doesn't take a salary, so regardless, maybe he could put it towards the national debt.
Yeah.
I mean, $11 million.
Is it 11 mil?
That's what you get Nobel. Firstly, it's
Wait, I'm sorry. $11 million for
the Nobel Peace Prize. Yes.
You better start
I'm
reading
in the
peace.
Peace Prize.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why not use that to honor more of a again, that $11 million? Again, if it's not going to actually give him any real he's not going to be remembered for better or worse for the Nobel Peace Prize. The only time people bring up Obama winning it is I don't think that doesn't normally come up when you're talking about him or his legacy or whatever you want to use as president. It's just it's I don't know. I won the coaches award at Davis College for soccer. Nobody cares. It's not.
The lady who won it, this is Fox News, Venezuelan opposition leader and newly minted Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado dedicated the award on Friday to both President Donald Trump. She dedicated the award to Trump and to the suffering people of Venezuela.
So, it was 11 Swedish krona, which is 1.2 million. Still a milli.
I mean, yeah, but
I guess that's my point. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not saying that he's an unworthy winner. That's not what I'm saying. But why give it to?
I think if it's
the most famous man on the planet, what's the?
Again, they should be doing this because it is their job. But if it just goes to Granny Smith down the road, she's going to do less of an effect than the president of the United States. She's going to do less of an effect than the president of, I don't care, pick the smallest.
But shouldn't we want to reward that, though?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better to have 1 million people trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah. Yes, it would be better, but they're not going to.
I know, exactly. But, I don't know, I guess I didn't really get your point there.
So I'm just saying, it makes more sense for someone like a Trump or any other president.
A famous person to win it?
It makes more sense because that person is they're gonna have more pull, for lack of a better word, than Granny Smith.
But I would argue that makes your job easier.
What do you mean?
Obviously you're gonna be able to do more in the area of peace if you have more power and influence.
Exactly, so they're gonna have a bigger effect. So that's my point.
Yeah.
Trump winning it means more than if Granny Smith.
Him winning doesn't mean.
What if we had the
more.
Pope win it? What is it's more.
What does he doesn't do anything? Why does he win anything?
To Eli's point. That's Eli's point.
Exactly. You need someone that has the pull.
Can effectuate change.
But you're not winning. But I get what you're saying. But do you think once he wins it, that's not going to challenge him to do more peace? Because naturally, what's he going to say? I won the Nobel
I think it is
Peace
because he's
no.
Here's my reasoning here. He's saying in his brain, "I am a Nobel Peace Prize winner."
Yeah, we're going to hear that in every other speech.
Yeah, he will.
That's what I don't need. We don't need that.
I think though after that it becomes a little bit of his determiner. I am therefore I must. Because I'm a Nobel Peace Prize.
I think you're giving. Firstly, I think it's a little too logical for him.
I mean,
I don't think his.
So here's the thing: all of us taught in school, right? You get the bad kid, and you say, "Hey, man, you're doing great. You are the top of the class." It changes them a little bit.
No, it doesn't. That's what. See, that No, it doesn't. That's just what these teacher trainers and these teacher workshoppers say. Like, you gotta give the worst kid in class an A+ and give him a thumbs up sticker every day, no matter what.
So here's the
he's
thing.
gonna change. No, he's not.
I'm not saying give someone that is a terror complete. They don't deserve it at all. But I'm saying someone that is, they've done the work. They got the A+. Celebrate them. Let
that's fine.
Let them get it.
Trust me. Donald Trump celebrates it. He celebrates himself. That's not. And I'm not saying he can't be proud of his accomplishments, but also like, job not done. I've been up at halftime and job not done. You're only halfway into your turn.
That's true.
Why do we care? Why am I wasting time, effort, and energy on Nobel Peace Prize? Because part of his staff was working with the Nobel. Like, why?
But to that point, you can say that for anybody. Yeah. Why would anybody win it? If it's just like your logic.
Do you think this woman was ran a campaign to win the Nobel Peace Prize?
Certainly, they all do.
You have to be nominated for it. Like, you can't just.
How do you get nominated?
People have to nominate you.
Who nominates?
Politics.
So it's a media award. Then why are we talking about this?
It does have some
fake news media. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Again,
I guess that's kind of my point. It's just another title.
I'll grant you that point because, again, like you said, I don't know the last 3, let alone 10.
Like, if Fox News was bigger, if Republicans were bigger in the media than Democrats, he would have won it. He'd probably win it 6 times every year he's the president. He probably would win. So it's like, that's why it shouldn't. That kind of goes back to my point. It shouldn't be a politician because just whatever side has more sway in the media and the culture at large, that side is more likely than not probably going to win.
But that would have to be the global media, right? It's not just America.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I
mean, it is a global award.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying, it's not American media that determines who's going to.
No, I'm saying at large. I would say more like the media throughout the entire world probably leans more left than right throughout the entire. I would again, I don't tune into Al Jazeera and them a ton, but I would assume they're not
I don't know,
playing reruns of Ben Shapiro and Clay Travis.
I don't think
for their syndicated
politically
radio.
Most of the world leans right, but I think
culturally,
morally, I would say.
But that's what I mean. So they're going to lean more towards the social leaning people. So that's why I guess it doesn't. That's why I'm not like again. I get that guy's competitive and he wants to win and great, and that's awesome. It's a great mindset to have. I wish my parents gave me a small loan of $2 million to be president next. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's that. I also don't get why it's this big of a story that he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize.
I just think on the back of peace in the Middle East, we've been trying as American politics, that's been something since the first Bush administration.
Yeah, we need to just leave it alone.
To not get that, you think we should leave it completely alone?
I mean, what are we going to do?
And that's the argument that's happening within the Republican Party right now, is with the America First strategy, how much should the Trump presidency be involved in the Middle East and internationally?
I mean, if they want to be like a middleman or the negotiator, that's fine. But
So I think since World War II, right, we've put ourselves in the position of having to be the police of the world.
So we should have lost World War II?
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you can't back off of it now. You've done it all this time, and you've been the big kid on the playground protecting all these little kids.
Yeah, eventually you graduate.
I get it, but you don't want to just leave them to get beat up.
Oh, they gotta figure it out. They gotta figure it out somehow. They gotta figure it out somehow.
I think, again, here's back to the peace thing. To bring about peace, you kind of got to be the person that, if you have the ability to say, I'm going to stop terror, I'm going to stop, people being abused and misused. And again, you can say that hasn't been the qualifier of Trump all the time, but in this area, it has been, right? He ended something that could have been going on for another decade.
He slowed down or paused or mitigated.
And so let's say it's paused for A year, 3 years. That's a lot. That's a long time. You're a little kid growing up in Gaza. A little kid growing up in Gaza, and all you've known is battles and fights, and then for a year you just get to be a kid.
I'm not saying it's not great. Like, I'm not saying it's not a good thing that peace is happening. That's always good. I don't know. I just think in terms of the award, I don't know. It's a media award anyway.
Yeah.
And I got problems with the media. Both sides. Now all of a sudden Republicans are good on cancel culture now, huh?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Now Republicans are okay shutting people up.
They're okay with them getting fired because it's you have to break down the legal component and then the privileges of work and differentiating the two. We're not saying as conservatives, they're not saying that the government should attack these people for what they're saying about killing Charlie Kirk, but your employer may have something to say about it, that you lose that privilege. It's not a right to work anywhere.
And I agree with that. I guess more the Jimmy Kimmel thing, like, that only happened because Trump and the government had their hand in with ABC. 100%. That's why he got kicked off. No.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta account for all the, what is it, Nexstar or whatever, leans conservative. If they hold sway to ABC, then you gotta account for that too.
But it's just like if you would rewind.
I'm just saying, what is the start of it? Is the start of it Trump, or is the start of it?
He certainly doesn't help. Trump getting involved with CBS and Paramount and ABC and all them. Like,
but I'm just saying, if Nexstar is the catalyst for it.
But Nexstar wasn't the catalyst, though.
But how do you know that?
Because I'm again, obviously you can never be sure, but I'm pretty positive if Trump wasn't involved with the media or, rooting for a lot of their demise, which I get why, to a degree, he's doing it. It's been a witch hunt for a good chunk of the time, but let's not act like it was strictly the people that got Jimmy Kimmel suspended. Like, that's not what happened.
Trump certainly put his weight on the scale, I think. And I think to that point, that's the distinguishing mark that conservatives are making, is that, look, the government shouldn't be involved in the process from a legal standpoint, but employers can make that decision to fire you.
That I agree with.
If you say crazy things about assassinating people. And if you now, Jimmy Kimmel's job is to make jokes, and he can't even do that anymore. He feels like he has to give a half an hour monologue on politics, and nobody asked him. People asked him to be a comedian and to make us laugh, and he can't even do his job. Now, again, should Trump intervene in getting him fired? No, I don't think that. I think that is a gross misunderstanding of his role, but my understanding was that there was a background renegotiation taking place for ABC and Disney and
trying to figure it all out.
Yeah,
but I do think, though, in some sense, is when you have such a big and maybe I'm an outlier here, when you have such a big platform in terms of you're speaking to millions of people, what you say really does matter. And in a sense, if that is true, then the government should prod, maybe not intervene completely, but they should prod people that are, Nexstar or things like that, and say, hey, is this really the message that you want to have pushed out? Now, should they force them? No. But even just pushing them and saying, hey, these are, it's like, kids shows, right? The government restricts what can and cannot be said on certain kid shows, right? You can't put this or that on Cartoon Network. Why? Because it's for the betterment of the group. So in a sense, government does and should at some point sway, not so much force, but encourage people not to say certain things if it's for the detriment of the masses.
Yeah, but then you just naturally have to be okay with that when the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah, and again, I think it has to be literal, like real, tangible effect, right? Me saying I don't like popcorn, you shouldn't be able to come after me.
Yeah, but do you think what Jimmy Kimmel said in that really had? I don't think so. If you're getting your news and facts from Jimmy Kimmel, then what can we do?
He's out there saying that
the assassin of Charlie Kirk was a MAGA supporter. That's insane. That is, I mean, I'm more leaning towards you in the sense of Trump should not get involved in this mess. First of all, it's just foolish. It's a waste of his time. Second of all, it's not legal. He's the executive branch. He can't intervene in this role. But Jimmy Kimmel should be held accountable by his corporation, and for him to say the things that he said. Again, first of all, way off of what his job and role is. Second of all, they're patently false. When we have all the information now on this guy, on the assassin, and for him to be pushing out that this guy was a MAGA extremist and was firing off his gun. Some people said he was firing off his gun in celebration. It's just patently absurd.
Yeah, I think both of those things can be true, right? Like, Disney could have come to the conclusion, like, hey, that was just wrong. Like, you were just factually incorrect. You have too big of a platform to go out there and just say something like that in this elevated temperature moment, and that's fine, right? But I just think there's got to be consistency. So in like 8 years, when a Democrat's in charge, and then like again, like what happened with Gina Carano, like Disney chose to fire Gina Carano, and people didn't like that, and it's the same.
See, I don't think that's the same though.
But it's the same principle.
Because
and they were outraged that she got fired. But
the difference. What she was saying, right? She's talking about COVID and all this other stuff and the restrictions.
I think actually hers was in Middle East. She reposted it was a Middle East Nazi. It was like, I think it was something along those lines. I'll double check, but
yeah. I think what she was saying was, and you can look it up. What she was talking about was actual it was about COVID masks and stuff like that. And she was talking about how the government was overstepping.
I think it was it compared that to Nazi. Yeah.
So her talking about government overreach, I don't think.
True, but
that is.
But like you just said, if Disney chooses, hey, we don't want that message, or we don't want, they have the right to do that, and we can't call foul. We can't cry.
No,
boo boo boo. This is unfair. This is Orwellian 1984.
Yeah. Yeah. But
That's my point. And and I guess that's where my frustration lies with the media. I agree with what you're saying, but if you would rewind to that moment, exactly what left and Democrat media was saying in defense of Jimmy Kimmel, if you just rewinded it, all the Republicans media and right-wing media were essentially defending free speech, blah, blah, blah. So that's my problem with more media in general. And I think, to kind of bring it all back together, I think Trump's, for lack of a better way to put it, the cool kids say aura, like his thing has a lot to do with people.
So you mean?
I think he has an impact in that.
You don't think the Biden administration and their stance on mask mandates and all these things didn't sway Disney to say you gotta go? And
to be honest, I don't know.
You don't. I mean, everything.
Dude, firstly, do I think Joe Biden knew Disney was going to be a Star Wars show? No. Do I think Joe Biden still knows? Could he spell Disney? I don't know. But it wasn't like. I don't know if his hand was. Now Disney again. Here's the thing, just because Disney agrees with Joe Biden, that's different than him pushing his hand on the scale.
The administration. So everyone that said anything contrary to the line of what Dr. Fauci was saying and things like that back then, essentially was being canceled. Like, people were getting booted off of everything and anything because they were saying, hey, maybe we should try, herd immunity and things like that. And you cannot say that wasn't from the top down. So in this same instance, you're saying, well, Kimmel shouldn't be from the top down in that sense. Well, then every side is doing it, and the other.
That's my point.
The other point, though, is this, right? So a little bit of a gray area, but when is the president speaking for himself as opposed to from the official stand?
Yeah, I would agree with that point too.
I think if you're the president, you're the president. I think
so. Everything you say, you can't say anything about anything.
If you're gonna go on Twitter and or Blues, whatever his thing is, Truth.
So
if your username is president.
Yeah,
you're speaking as the president. Unfortunately, when you decide that you're going to run the free world, there's also some things that you do give up with that.
Yeah, but to Eli's point here, I think that all of this stuff with Charlie Kirk has been extremely personal. I mean, I've heard accounts from him and from his kids who are like, man, Charlie Kirk was a member of our family.
Yeah.
And the guy got assassinated on live video. And it's just incredible. It's very jarring for the country. Think how much more it is for people who engage. I mean, Charlie Kirk spoke with the president on a weekly basis over the phone. That's incredible. The guy was in the Oval Office frequently, in the White House frequently. This was somebody they were very close friends with. That's the way I understood it when I first heard it. I know the media was outraged and freaked out and said, well, this isn't the conservative approach. And I've heard the takes on that. And I agree in that sense that, look, it's not the executive branch's role to intervene with, a private equity deal that was taking place. But I think that the president certainly has emotions in this. He is certainly invested in this. And I think it is very personal for him when people attack his friend who was just assassinated. Yeah. And especially when the left has been saying for as long as we can remember, as long as we've been alive, they've been saying about all these crazy things about how Republicans are Nazis and how they're evil, wicked people. And then somebody takes them seriously, takes out one of our guys, and this is where we're at.
Yeah. I don't know. I just my issue isn't even necessarily as much with Trump. It's more of with how the media kind of covers it.
The consistency of it.
That's more my I understand Trump. You get what you vote for. You get what you pay for, right? Like when I went to haircut barn on wherever nowhere, they jacked up my head. Right? So you get what you pay for. So you have to understand with Trump comes all the emotion and that of president. My issue is, pick any of these right-wing commentators who were okay with what happened to Jimmy Fallon in 5 years. When
I didn't hear it. Who did you hear that was? I mean, not to call him out, but
just in general. I mean,
the guys I was listening to, they were saying this is unconstitutional. Yeah. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, definitely.
There was a couple who thought it was good. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember there was a couple. But
again, personally, when most of these people get canceled or fired, whatever it is you want to say, life goes on.
That's also my point. So why even comment? Why? Because the right kind of termed the phrase cancel culture. They kind of took that and ran with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a such thing as cancel culture, right? You do something that is out of line in terms of, and it's not always necessarily bad. Sometimes you do things that are not within the norm of polite society. You should be canceled for those things. But if it's just something that...
Yeah, if you do something illegal, sure. Yeah, that's what... Yes, I'm all for that. I guess my thing is, I don't know if you can ever do, but where is the line between... I guess it's an age-old question, from Aristotle to forever. Where is the... how much of what you say are you responsible for people acting on what you... I don't know. That's an age-old question. My thing is just be consistent.
You're never going to get that, though.
I know, but I just don't love the back and forth. I feel like I'm just listening to when I listen to whatever news, I'm hearing the same thing I was hearing 5 years ago. It's just the sides have kind of flipped on each other. It just feels like it's flipped, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because then that just means everything is ultimately political, and I can't stand. I don't like that. I don't like that Jimmy Kimmel has turned political, but I also don't love that. Travis is a sports guy. Why is he talking to me about economic policy?
Because he got hired by Fox News.
That's what I'm saying. So it's that happens on both sides. Everybody's becoming politicized, and everything is becoming political, and that's, I guess, more of my problem.
I guess to bring it back full circle, back to the beginning, the point of peace. What you're looking for is peace, right? You wanting things to be fair on both sides.
Yeah.
That's peace. That's shalom, right? That's biblical peace. And it it is what all of us, each person is looking for. And I don't know. I guess we're not going to get it.
And I guess that kind of more goes to my point. Well, thank you. You kind of made my point for me. No, do away with Nobel Peace Prize altogether.
Until the Prince of Peace comes.
Amen.
And
We'll give him the ultimate Nobel Peace
Amen.
Prize.
There we go.
Amen.
That's a good way to end it here at this beautiful podcast that I forgot the name of.
It's all right. You'll learn it one day.
Uh,
All right.